Welcome to Fantasy Victory Now with Paul Charchian. I'm Mike Durkin, and Zach Mettenberger gets the start for the Titans this week.
I think they've actually benched Jake Locker, which is interesting. They've gone to the rookie quarterback, sixth rounder, who I thought should have gone much earlier than that in the draft. And Charlie Whitehurst was pretty bad. Tennessee looks like they're out of the playoff picture. So, yeah, they go to the rookie. Now, whether or not this helps this offense remains to be seen, but I think at least in the short term, you're going to have to take a wait-and-see approach here, in part because J.J. Watt's on the schedule now. Jadeveon Clowney's going to get his first start. I'm really worried they're going to put that kid in a lot of duress and have to ask him to make a lot of fast decisions in difficult spots, and it's a tough first assignment for Mettenberger. So I'm actually pushing down my rankings on Kendall Wright, Justin Hunter, Delaney Walker, and so I like the move long term, but for this week, I think it probably doesn't bode well for a rookie in his very first start.
All right, earlier this week we took a look at the Percy Harvin trade, specifically what that means for the Seahawks wide receivers. But can you start Percy Harvin in his Jets debut against Buffalo?
Boy, I think it's pretty bold, and receiver is a position that takes a long time to learn typically in a new system with all the verbiage that's totally different. I think it's asking a lot for him to get more than about 3 or 4 touches in this game. I think they might run to him more. It's a lot easier to run where you can just say, look, this is going to be a pitch left. That's pretty easy. But asking him to know all the routes and to get on the same page with his quarterbacks is a lot in 1 week, and I'm sure they will have a handful of designated plays for him that he'll know. But I still think you're looking at maybe a 3 or 4 touch game this week, and that might be it for Percy Harvin.
All right, Vikings fans, they wanted more Jarek McKinnon. They're getting more Jarek McKinnon.
Yeah.
Can he post back-to-back 100 yards games? Gets Tampa this week.
Yeah, it's kind of been all or nothing in McKinnon with a bunch of bad games and then 2 pretty good ones. Last week we had the 100-yard game against Buffalo. Good run defense. This week you get a worse run defense, Tampa. And what's interesting about Tampa is their best run defender is their nose tackle, Gerald McCoy. He's great. He's right through the middle, and you can't run up the middle. So I think that rules out Asiata in almost all ways, because Asiata's not a guy who's very good laterally. McKinnon is. He's somebody who can run sweeps, he can go off tackle, he can catch screen passes, a lot of the stuff that Asiata doesn't necessarily do. So I think McKinnon becomes the focal point of this running game again, and even more so this week. I don't know that he scores here, but I think he's going to get the vast majority of the work, and I do think he will threaten 100 yards, yes.